Hello, Virgo. I hope that everybody's doing well. Before we get into this, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. I was getting like an image. Here we are. I feel like this is being validated that I'm going to speak on this. So I was seeing this situation where this person wanted to leave something. So it's like, say you're at an event, right? And you're like, okay, it's time for me to exit. So it's like the person goes to leave and they feel someone yanking on their shirt, like holding them back. So you're like, yeah, something's holding me back from leaving. And as soon as you turn around, you recognize that it's like your own hand on your shirt. Maybe a situation that we found ourselves in. It's like, yeah, I don't want to be in this anymore, but something keeps pulling me back, and then you recognize that it was just you the whole time. So maybe a moment of realizing something. It's like maybe a situation that you had been keeping yourself in for whatever reason, and then you're like, I didn't have to be doing that, and maybe now you won't. I'm looking at the Seven of Swords that we're starting with. The Seven of Swords, when we're speaking about ourselves, it can be like a saboteur type of energy that we experience. But it seems almost like the better you're knowing yourself now, the more this is helping you with something. So rather than being stuck in that energy, there's a sense of using it to elevate yourself now. Because it's like we can get sucked into that if we allow ourselves to be, or we can use it to actually further us on the journey. I'm almost getting a notion where it's like you may be offering to help someone, but I don't know if you actually want to be doing this, and you may recognize that it may be coming from like more of an ego or a shadow space, that like where this is deriving. Because it's like you may have made some sort of plan with someone, but now you're in your head about it. It's like you're really thinking about this and maybe feeling stuck because of it. But it feels maybe like something that you had volunteered to be a part of. But maybe now you're recognizing that you're changing your mind about wanting to do this. It's like maybe wanting to analyze the purpose of why you would be volunteering or helping. This can even be like receiving some type of help that you may not need, or you may recognize that you don't want. Whatever this overthinking is, it seems like it's going to be short-lived. The more you're addressing this, the quicker it's going to dissipate, is what I'm seeing. I'm hearing practice patience. Yeah, some situation that you find yourself in and you're like, I don't want to be in this anymore. I'm seeing something where it gets to the point almost like, for some of you, because remember, energies can always be reversed. This could be you trying to help someone and it's like, I don't want to help you anymore, because maybe you're also attached to like some sort of expectation. It's like, when we are when we fill into the role of a teacher, sometimes it can be frustrating when people are not receptive to the information that we're sharing with them. And this is about knowing when to put your hands up and step away from a situation if somebody doesn't want help, even though it can be painful and difficult to move away from. But there's a sense of feeling so stressed out and maybe overexerted because of something you've been trying to do, but it's because there's like an unwilling participant. That's what this feels like to me. So it's like you have to walk away because this situation gets to a boiling point is what I'm hearing, and there's no sense in staying any longer because you're even recognizing at this point maybe something is just beyond you to be doing. I'm hearing treading lightly. So it looks like you're walking away from stress or maybe doing more than you feel like is balanced for you to be doing. It's like even though maybe you can deal with this, maybe you feel like it comes at a price. So there's a sense of stepping out of a situation or moving away from something because there's like a lack of fulfillment within the situation, or maybe you feel like your needs aren't being met, or maybe you feel like the stress outweighs the benefit of staying in something. So there's a move to walk away from this and towards a goal, towards a sense of stability. But there's still here a sense of being in your head about this. And maybe it's also going to be more helpful to you thinking about where it is that you're trying to get to as well prior to making moves to do that, because it's almost like maybe you're envisioning possibly even a long-term goal, and maybe there are some smaller goals along the way that you also want to kind of mark down, even if it's just in your head. Because there's a sense of like really overthinking something that you're attempting to pursue, but then recognizing that you're overthinking and being like, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to deal with this overthinking in the ways that I know how so things can balance out for me, and like trusting that it's going to balance out and tending to yourself in the way that you need to. It seems like grounding your energy is going to be most helpful for you at this time because there's like even a sense of unpredictability. It's like maybe you feel even like you're on a bit of a roller coaster, so this is about grounding as much as possible in these moments when you may be starting to feel ungrounded. It seems like that is going to get you where you want to go. Yeah, I'm kind of getting the feeling, although the saboteur energy absolutely can be like part of our own shadow or part of our ego, I'm almost seeing it be like someone around you may be instigating something, or like you're feeling, it's almost like because of what someone's doing, whether this is on purpose or not, it's kind of like poking you maybe in more vulnerable places, and there's a sense of like feeling overwhelmed because of this and needing to ground that energy. It's like you can almost feel yourself becoming overwhelmed or even overstimulated, and this is about taking a breath and grounding. Yeah, I'm just getting like all of these, like you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. It's like all of this stuff. So this really does feel like something that you had been involved in that you're stepping out of now, or maybe like loosening your grip a bit. Let's get a little bit further. Maybe you also are feeling a bit undecided when it comes to what it is that you want, and maybe that's why it's hard to move out of this situation. I'm hearing the word lackluster with the Eight of Cups here. Yeah, maybe you're recognizing that, like, maybe even feeling like something's coming to an end, but you're not sure what exactly it is exactly. What exactly it is exactly. Interesting, okay. Yeah, it's like, it feels like being unsure about what you want in some way. But it seems like that confusion or that mystery is going to be coming to an end. But you know that in order to get to where you want, because I'm looking at the Ten of Pentacles in the center of this, and the Ten of Pentacles is like your prime stability and safety and security. In order to get to this, it seems kind of like some sort of loop that you need to maneuver yourself within. And at the end of it, there's like some type of behavior that either you have been a part of, or maybe it's also a reflection of something going on internally that is coming to a screeching halt. But it's about getting to that point where you're ready to end whatever this is. And it feels very much like maybe something had been going on that was out of balance, or it's like you were giving energy into something and that wasn't being exchanged properly in a balanced way, and so now something needs to come to an end. Because I'm not really even though I'm looking at the Six of Pentacles, I'm not so much seeing this be finances. It kind of feels like energy to me. So it's like maybe you weren't feeling like there was a sense of equality in a situation, and so now you're recognizing something needs to come to an end because it's out of balance. And this kind of goes back to this thing of like feeling like you're overexerting yourself, but for what? So it feels really like questioning yourself and being like, what is my motivation for participating in this? Like, what am I doing? Why is my grip so tightly on this? And how do I move to a place where I'm feeling better about what I'm participating in? And like maybe choosing that more wisely for yourself. Yeah, this is a lesson. This is a lesson about going through a transformation. I just saw 1333 on the time when I looked up. This is about you recognizing ultimately that something is not working for you and that it needs to come to an end because it's out of balance in some way. It feels like something energetically is out of balance. And this is all about, even though it's difficult and even though something may feel like a patterned behavior, like a patterned situation, a habit, something that feels familiar to you, it's time for this to come to an end. And that's what this lesson is about. It's like you're going to keep going around and around and around the karmic loop until you choose to put an end to this. And when you do, you're going to be going through a big shift. It's like I'm seeing that things are going to be changing for you because of this decision that you're making. But this feels kind of like the karmic justice of the situation. I'm looking at the Justice card next to Saturn here, next to the World. feels too like this is about stepping into your energy and like defending your pursuit of happiness and like really not accepting anything less than what it is that you seek. I'm getting the notion too here of like only accepting things that are of the standard of quality that you expect. So it feels like when something's not up to par, this is about you having a conversation about that and maybe setting boundaries as needed. I'm looking at Saturn, Libra, Capricorn. Yeah, it feels like you may be separating from someone or something that had really been like pooling a lot of your energy. In this spread, I'm looking at Sagittarius and Jupiter. Jupiter does rule Sagittarius. I'm kind of also seeing the devil here as being like possibly even overworking yourself at times and knowing when you need to take a break. For some of you, there's some time that you want to be taking to be like honing in on gifts and abilities, skills, things like that. And you may actually find that once you have the devil can also be the industry as well, like being sucked into something or like some type of like big company or corporation, something like that. There's a sense of like I'm getting also like the roles, the like psychosocial roles that are tied into it, or like what's expected of you, and like all of the things of the 10th house. Even when it comes to the way that we find our place in society, there's a sense of like taking a step back even from what's expected of you and being like, what do I align with, and how do I want to take control of this situation, and how do I best want to use like my innate abilities in a way where I feel like it's in alignment with my intuition. And there's a sense of starting something new here. For some of you, there could be some sort of like project activity. I'm also hearing like after school, after hours, like maybe this is something that you're doing, like some sort of side project, but it's coming from a place of love and something that you feel maybe you want to share with those around you, something that you intuitively feel connected with, something you intuitively feel guided to be participating in. Here you are. And something that's going to bring joy and happiness to you. And this is something too where it may be some activity that's like less social as well. Like this may be something that you're doing on your own and reflecting about. It seems like something kind of private that you may be working on or exploring. And there's a sense of feeling happiness because you're doing that. Or maybe it's like very selective who you're involving in what it is that you're pursuing. Because there's a sense of keeping this kind of low key, whatever this is. I'm looking at Saturn, Libra, Capricorn, the moon, and you, Virgo. There's a sense of needing to reflect on this. Like, if you don't have a firm idea of what this is that I'm talking about when I'm speaking about like a project, something that you want to be pursuing or embracing, there's a sense of like, in your downtime, in your relaxation, in the time that you have when you're stepping back from like the things that you're that you feel dedicated towards, or maybe what you feel is expected of you, when you take a step back from that and you're reflecting like on your own time, it's going to give you more direction as to what this is, what this project is. Something again that's coming from a place of love and something that you have innate abilities to be doing. When you reflect on this, it's like going to be revealed to you what this is. Okay, we are going to end it here. My friends, I hope that everybody is doing very well. I hope that you're having a beautiful day, evening, afternoon, wherever this catches you. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.